Women have fake standards when it comes to picking men. And the evidence of that is what happens on Father's Day. Because women's standards say nothing about the men they want to give their virginity to, the men they want to give their wombs to father their kids. Because if their standards did, then we wouldn't have a pandemic on Father's Day. We will have women celebrating men who are fathers to their kids. But instead, what do we have? Adults insulting other adults instead of taking responsibility. My sisters, your standards and your preferences in men brought you that man into your life. Your standards said you should let that man take your virginity. You should let that man put a seed in your womb and father your kids. Your standards. You're out here every single day bashing men, making men feel like nothing because they're still broke, they're still trying to work their way up, they're still living with their mothers. You are bashing them and making them feel like they're nothing every single day. But when we turn around and look at your baby daddy, you've got a deadbeat baby daddy. Yet you say you've got standards, where now you want to settle. Your standards are just about materialistic things. And your standards only apply to men you do not like. But when it comes to men that you like, your standards goes through the window. Show us your baby daddy. Don't argue with me. Let me see your baby daddy. Let me see the man you gave your virginity to. There's some of you who wants to tell us how to be real men. There's some of you who wants to teach us what is a real man. My sister, you couldn't pick a real man to take your virginity. You couldn't pick a real man to be the father of your kids. You couldn't identify a real man to be the father of your kids. What puts you in a position to tell me what is a real man? Your standards are fake. Your definition of a real man is fake. Because mostly, when a woman describes a real man, she describes a doormat. A man who will just do her bidding, no question asked. Look at what happens on Father's Day. On Father's Day, women think they are insulting men, but they are exposing their choices in men. They are exposing their standards when it comes to men. No, just sit like this. You're pointing one finger at your baby daddy when there's three pointing at you, saying, "E as the man." You are the one who chose that baby daddy, following your standards. Your baby daddy tell us everything about your standards. We don't want to hear anything. We do not want to hear anything. Your baby daddy is your standards in person. Pigani, stop it with your fake standards. Your standards are for now. You don't have long term. Your standards, they say nothing about long term. You just want a man who will buy you Vev. You want a man who will buy you Don Perignon, who will get you to VIPs. Your standards only cover that part. Now you are out here on Father's Day. We cannot enjoy Father's Day because of your fake standards. When are you going to take accountability and responsibility? When are you going to revisit your standards? Because they are embarrassing yourself. Because they make you embarrass yourselves on Father's Day. Revisit your standards, ladies. They are failing you. You can uphold these standards that you insult men who are still broke with. You cannot uphold them. Your baby daddy is proof. You don't need to explain anything to us. You don't need to explain anything to me. Show me your baby daddy. I don't want struggle love. I want a soft life. I'm not a rehab for broken men. You are holding on to an abusive man. He's making you feel like nothing every single day. When he speaks to you, it's like he's farting. Yet you have standards. The longest list in history. They say nothing about the man you're going to give your virginity to. They say nothing about a man who's going to fire your kids. They say nothing about whether you're going to pick an abusive man or not. They don't cover those parts. They only cover soft life. If your standards are so high and so perfect, why are you in an abusive relationship, my sister? Why are you in an abusive marriage? Why do you have a deadbeat father? Why did you give your virginity to a man you don't even remember? You are insulting men every single day. You're comparing us, you're comparing the standards of South African men with the standards of Nigerian men. You're trying to turn us against one another. Nigerian men, they are good in bed. Nigerian men standards, top tier. On Father's Day, you are insulting men. I chose a stupid man for a baby daddy. Your standards. Mother, your standards. Your standards, ladies, are ruining a day that was picked to celebrate fathers. Your standards are ruining our day. Your standards. They are fake. Throw them away. Revisit your standards. Teach your daughters standards that are opposite to yours, because your daughters will continue the cycle of picking abusive men and picking deadbeat fathers. The cycle will continue. Your standards are ruining Father's Day. You will never hear men insulting women on Mother's Day. You will never see men insulting women on Women's Day. If our standards are fake, we take responsibility and accountability. If we picked a wrong woman, we take responsibility. We don't go around insulting every woman. If you are not going to change your standards, at least take responsibility and accountability for them. And let us be on Father's Day. You are embarrassing yourselves, ladies, on Father's Day. You think you are embarrassing men on Father's Day. You are embarrassing yourself. It's your standards that made you pick that man to be the father of your kids. Your standards. You are exposing yourself. You pick that man You had at least 5 men who were courting you. You went through your standards, the longest checklist in history, and you picked a deadbeat father. You picked an abusive man. We want to enjoy Father's Day. We want to enjoy the honor and the privilege of being a father. But your standards are denying us that right.